How is everyone doing today? So, I'm just doing a little bit of maintenance on this brand new old locomotive. And I love how Bachmann makes maintenance extremely easy on their locomotives. So, one of the reasons why I like them so much. So, it was very easy to get the body off the chassis, not difficult at all. The truck covers, literally 2 little clips on either side, they pop right off for the front and the rear. And I have the gears exposed, and all I'm doing, I'm just rejuvenating the old grease because it's not all the way gone. So I pretty much got it all freed up. So I just used sewing machine oil, plastic friendly. And basically, I just dab some oil, just a tiny little bit on each gear. And the truck's there. And that'll bring the older grease back to life. So I'm not going to have to use any of my plastic friendly dielectric grease on this locomotive because it didn't seize up like the old Proto 2000s. Not even close. Those things seize to the point where you can't even spin them. So I have the axle gears good to go, so I'm going to pop the cover back on them. I just want to be very careful because I don't want to break them because the plastic is getting up there in age. So if I break anything, I'm definitely gonna cry a little bit. I want to be very careful, right? It all clipped in, perfect. At least I think. Oh no, that one's got to get on a little better. It's almost on. So the front went on and the back's like, I'm going to give you a hard time. Oh, there we go. Click. There, it's in. It's all good. And just double checking. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, I'll get the rear one on. Hope my camera can pick it all up pretty good. Just put it on until they click. There, it is good. I'm just going to take a quick look at that. I don't want to grab it by the fuel tank because the fuel tank's only held on by double-sided sticky tape. Okay, yeah, the trucks are in. Alright, let's bring it over on this end here. Hopefully, I'm just going to double check, make sure the camera can zoom in properly. Okay, cool. So hopefully it can see what I'm seeing. So again, using my sewing machine oil. Hopefully the camera can pick up the worm gears. So there's a worm gear. There's an opening for it, so I didn't have to pull the worm gear covers right off. So for easy maintenance, the worm gear is exposed at the top there. So I'll put a little bit of sewing machine oil in there, and also at the back. Here, what I'll do, I'll just grab the camera. Might be a little better. Alright, so here we go. I'll hold it. I'll take it off the tripod. I apologize. I should have prepared for this a little better. Okay, so we have an easy maintenance exposed worm gear cover. So I basically just simply put a little bit of sewing machine oil in there, down in there. And there is also little bearings. Let's see if I can turn the truck enough so you can see it. See that little square bearing in there? It's really small. Right there. I'll put some sewing machine oil there. I put some sewing machine oil there in the U-joint. Might have to back up a little bit. The universal joint right there. And there's also another little square bearing in there. You can probably just see it, but I put some sewing machine oil in there as well. And I did the exact same with the rear trucks. So put some down in the worm gear on the universal joint. And there's little square bearings on each side. I did those too. And after doing that, now when I tried to run the locomotive when I just got it out of the box, it was not moving because it was pretty seized up. So I can freely move the flywheels by hand now. And everything is spinning the way it should. And the more I work it in, the better it is. So you can see all the wheels are moving. And the more I work in the new oil, the better it's going to work. So I'm just going to put the phone back on the tripod for a minute. And it's going to make a clicky sound. Alright, make sure I got a good view here. Alright, there we go. So basically, I'm just gonna take it in my hand and just kind of work the flywheels in. Just play with it for a little bit. And it's just smoothening up and smoothening up as I go. Move that back and forth. And the locomotive is going to need a good break-in period too. Usually about 15 minutes forward at varying speeds and 15 minutes in reverse varying speeds. I'm not going to let it pull anything until I do that, but it's freeing up better and better and better. But to each their own. If you prefer to put brand new grease and lube on it, that's perfectly fine. And in my experience, all the Proto 2000s need it, but the Bachmanns are normally pretty good. They use back in the day much better grease than Proto 2000 did. But that's freeing up really nice. That's really easy to move. And I should put a little dab of oil also on the little shafts on the flywheels. I should also put a little dab in between there. That's always a good thing to do too. But that's freeing up really nice. Moving nice and smooth. Unfortunately, sometimes my oil comes out a little fast and it's a little annoying. But I'll do my best. So I'm just going to put a little dab, just a little touch. Like that on that end there, and a little touch right there. And I'm pretty sure that hit. Yep, so I'm just going to work that in too. Just spin those flywheels. Alright, so now I'm just going to pause the video for a moment. And I'm just going to put it quickly on the track and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I have it on the track. And we should have movement. Give it a little bit of... There it goes. There it goes. It's going to be a little janky, but that's normal because it's going to need a good break-in period. Alright, I'm going to put it in reverse. And it should, there it goes. It's going nice and slow. The fact that it's crawling pretty decently already is pretty awesome. But it's going to need a nice break-in. So there we go. Alright, I don't want it to crash into the rolling stock. Definitely don't want that. That would be horrible. Let's move it forward again. There we go, nice and slow. I don't want too much power. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it's going to need a good break-in, but this is excellent. So, perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause the video, go back up at the table, put the body back on it, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I am back. I'm going to assemble the locomotive back together. Very easy with these. So I'm going to put the shell back on. And it should just slide on fairly simple. It might prove me a fool. Come off easier than it goes on with my luck. I just noticed this thing has cab detail in it too, besides just the figures. It's really nice. Alright. carefully move it upside down. I'll have to wiggle the rest of it on a little bit. I think it's almost on. The back didn't pop on 100% yet. Yeah, it wants to give me a little bit of a hard time. Oh, there it goes. It's down. There we go. I think we're almost all in place. It should get a little snap and then it goes all in there. Oh yeah, I see a clip there. It's the clip's trying to get in there. There we go. There we go. It's all snapped into place. Perfect. All right, now here is the original couplers here. And I do have Katie's. I got some Katie's in a bag right here, but it's an easy fix. We get these out of here. Should this pop right off? Yep, just like that. Okay, perfect. There we go. The old one out of there. And I'll grab one of my new Katie couplers. So, because this locomotive is not going to be running in a consist with another locomotive anytime soon, I'm just going to put a Katie coupler in the rear. I'm not going to put one in the front, because one of my other locomotives will need a Katie coupler as well. So I'll just put the Katie right there. And that should just snap in place. I'm not really used to these ones, but that should, there, perfect. And these are like little whisker Katies. So they got little whiskers in them to help it bounce back and forth. And I'm just going to install it right in here. Yeah, these metal Katie couplers are so much better than the plastic ones. So much more reliable. And then I'll just take one of the screws. I'll get my screwdriver here. Screw it down in place. And hopefully that threads in there perfectly. Oh yeah, it's going down nice and easy. I'm just going to hold on to the locomotive in case it like falls over on me, because I don't have the proper type of locomotive cradle yet, but I'm working on that. Alright, you don't want to put it in too tight either, because then it'll have a hard time moving around. So that might be a little too tight, a little less snug. There, that's a little better. A lot better. And I'm just going to put the original one here in the front. No big deal. I don't need a Katie in the front of it. Just any coupler will do. Get that in the slot. There we go. Push it in. There, and I'll get the screw on it. I usually like to put the screw on the screwdriver first. And then I'll just get it down there. Hopefully it threads in perfectly. No, doesn't give me a hard time. Oh, it seems to be going down. I just gotta, sometimes I gotta take my tweezers and straighten the coupler box up, because sometimes they go in a little crooked. There, it just has to, there, we found the thread. There we go. Nice and simple. And I'll just hold the coupler box in place. And that is excellent. And just until it's snug, like that. There, that's perfect. That went together great. And I did look in the box. There is a little baggie with some side wind deflectors. So that is a bonus. I'll carefully pick it up here, and it's all good to go. All great. Alright, I'm going to put it back here for a second. I'll pause the video, and then we'll put it on the track again. Alright, I am back, so let's get this going around the track a little bit. There we go. A little slow starting off, but that's okay, that's understandable. Alright, I'm going to give it a little more juice. There we are. Of course, I got all my rolling stock off the outside. Well, those lights look really nice on it. Really, really awesome looking. I am so happy I got this locomotive. I found one brand new. You can just hear my Bachmann Berkshire steam locomotive here in the background, just ready to go. Alright, so far I'm really happy with this. I'm going to end the video. But everyone take care, have a great day, like and subscribe if you wish, and I'll have another video going soon.